Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
Guys, and this one looks freshly made. Like, all of this looks freshly made. Ooh, $15. Do you know what year this one is?
It's not super old, but it is all fabric and paper. I don't know if there's anything on the bottom. Looks like it said 67 on it.
And this one's a matching set with that one. Yeah, they should be together.
Actually, no. These are
the same.
salt peppers. Yeah, they do.
And that one is just.
Yep. This one's a little older. These are modern. No, I don't.
I like that. I don't know. There was a lot of white people next to me. I got nervous, so I thought it was cute. Sorry.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
And this video has been brought to you by racism. Racism is accepted wherever true Americans are.
Perfect.
This is just an edit because I was pretty much done with the video, so I just wanted to put this in there. This is a very important reason why history is important and why it is that history needs to be taught. For a lot of Black people out there, this is why it is imperative. I don't care if you, quote unquote, are dating whoever that you want to sit up there and date. Don't ever let your children be stupid to the fact that things like this still exist, that these things are actually still around, and that people still view them in this manner of way. Because again, like I said before, I know people in my life that are married to a whole nother group of people. And I know how that Black person got treated. And I know how their mixed race kids got treated by the whole other side of that family that is not Black. So like I said before, if you do not teach your kids now, you are doing them a disservice. You are not being a parent or a guardian to them because you are improperly training them for what the real world actually is. Because people out there will tell them if you don't. Now, I just want to note this, right? Even when growing up and watching old films and even going to some antique places, I have not really seen an abundance of other type of, you would say, cultural artifacts where it is used as a descriptor to showcase to you what people think about or theorize what one actually looks like, at least when it deals with Black people, right? Because all the time, I've always seen throughout my life these images. I've seen it in movies. I've seen it in cartoons. It can be a Bugs Bunny or whoever, right? Any cartoon that is pretty much the 70s on back, you'll pretty much see that. Even in the episode of Dragon Ball, they had Aunt Jemima or an Aunt Jemima-like character directly there. Or even in a variety of other cartoons or animes, they have these type of caricatures there that is a descriptor used to describe what Black people or what people feel or think Black people look like, even though you have real world examples. Right? A lot of these images here are not really of Black people, right? They're a type, again, of a caricature. I have to keep repeating this time and time again because I feel like some people just can't really understand it, right? And people wonder why it is that Black people have a problem with America, because stuff like this exists and it still exists. And this is why I've consistently stated that within their own communities, they harbor this type of energy where they want to parade, where they want to spread these ideologies and they want to keep these teachings. But the problem with that is it'd have been great if you wanted to have those teachings in your small, close-knit city, community, town, whatever it is that you got that you basically got. But the problem is that you guys want to venture out. You want to venture out and you want to go around the world. You want to take trips. You want to go to other people's communities, other people's cities. You want to go out there on vacation, and you have this same harbored negative energy. You have this same negative ideology. You have these same theories of what black people look like or how they're supposed to act or what it is that they're supposed to do. And 9 times out of 10, you're wrong. This is clear cut a lot of people here who have never had a interaction with black people, so to say, right? Or these could be the very same group of people that like to sit up there and say, oh yeah, I know somebody black, John down the street. Yeah, he's one of the good ones. He's a nice one. Yeah, I don't even see color. When I look at John, I see somebody that's like me. I just see a neighbor. That's it. It has nothing to do with color. He's a good one. Matter of fact, so much so I don't see color. My cat is black, but you couldn't even tell it if the lights were off. That type of deal. Or better yet, how could I be racist if I got mixed grandbabies? How could I be racist if I dated a black girl back in the 70s? Right? Like I said before, this is America. This is made in the USA. We ain't talking about nowhere else. We don't care about nowhere else. We're talking about right here on American good old soil, right? The same group of people that came over and that decided that they wanted to infect black people with syphilis. The same group of people that wanted to pass a lot of laws, rules, and regulations just solely based off of the color of someone's skin. The same group of people that decided that they wanted to take in and do what everybody else was doing when it dealt with the slave trade because they didn't want to necessarily do the work themselves. But then they want to turn around and claim that they built this 100%, toiling the sand and putting their hands and getting it directly from the mud, which is a lie. Because it took them to have a blanket full of syphilis, to have slaves, to also take in the captive black people that were here in order to build this place. But yet, historically, nobody wants to talk about that. The only thing historically that people want to talk about is like, oh, well, maybe if you guys weren't so violent, well, maybe if you guys wouldn't call yourself the N-word so often and everybody else like me, we wouldn't actually sit up there and use it. We would just call you by your names. Right? That's the same excuse. And I've seen that excuse given by black people. I've seen black people all the time. Like, hey, well, if you guys wouldn't sit up there and use it in the music, then, maybe everybody else wouldn't sit up there and use it. Well, guess what? Before we even had the music, people were still using it. So now what's the excuse? Like I said, this is how dumb people are to history. It's completely nonsensical and crazy. Like I said, when people happen to say things, it sounds great on paper. But once they say it out loud and you can just dissect it and break it down, it's like, wow, you're quite stupid. It's crazy. But again, maybe I'm getting too far from the point. Again, this is America. This is the fabric of our society. And as some people also noted online, if you look at some of these things, even with the doll that the woman picked up earlier, she said that this looks freshly made. This wasn't back from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. This wasn't something, a long time ago. This is recent. This is 2024, folks. 2024. And you still have people out here making these items, selling these items, having these items. But for what? What would be the purpose? Because we're not living back then. We're living in a whole modern times, modern societies where nobody sees color. We're all God's children. We are all one. We all bleed the same. We are all American. I guess obviously not, because I didn't see no red, white, and blue on any of those dolls that are supposed to be a representation of black people. All I saw was references of the past and how they want the past to still be in the present. That's all I saw. I saw a lot of people that couldn't let go of what used to be. Shout out to America.